The money sitting in your savings account is losing value every single day. I know that's hard to hear, but it's true. When inflation is running at 4 to 7% and your savings account is paying less than 1%, your money isn't growing. It's shrinking, quietly, without you even noticing. And most people ignore this for years, until one day they look at their balance and ask, why am I not getting ahead? Let me tell you about two siblings. Same house, same starting salary, $4,000 a month. Sarah saved $600 every month in a regular savings account. 5 years later, she had $36,000. But after inflation, its real purchasing power was significantly lower. Her brother Mike took that same $600 and invested it, step by step, using a simple system. 5 years later, Mike's portfolio was worth over $50,000. Same money, same time, completely different result. What was the difference? A system, a roadmap. This video walks you through exactly the path Mike followed. Step by step. From zero, which tools to start with, when to move on, US-specific platforms, real numbers, real strategies. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need a lot of money. You just need the right order. Let's get into it. Before you invest a single dollar, 3 things are non-negotiable. Skipping them is like building walls before laying a foundation. Step 1. Build your emergency fund. Dave Ramsey's system is clear. Before investing, you need at least 3 months of living expenses saved as a buffer. Car breaks down, medical bill, job loss. These are part of life. With an emergency fund, they're a problem. Without one, they're a catastrophe, and you'll end up liquidating your investments at the worst possible time. Step 2. Pay off high-interest debt. The average U.S. credit card charges 20 to 24% APR. No investment vehicle consistently beats that. So if you're carrying credit card debt while investing, you're filling a leaking bucket. Plug the hole first. Warren Buffett put it this way: the guaranteed return on paying off high-interest debt is the interest rate itself. Paying off a 22% card is a guaranteed 22% return. Nothing in the market comes close. Step 3. Know your monthly budget. You can't invest without knowing what you have available. The simplest framework: allocate 20% of your income toward investing. If that feels like too much, start with 10%. Even 5% is fine. What matters is building the habit. According to Dave Ramsey's research, 76% of millionaires consistently used a budget. That's not a coincidence. Your action step this week: write down exactly how much you can invest every month. Everything starts from that number. All right, you're ready. Emergency fund is set. High interest debt is gone. You know your number. So where do you start? The answer might surprise you. A money market fund. Is that really investing? Absolutely. And it's the right first move for beginners. Money market funds consistently yield more than a standard savings account. You can withdraw anytime. Risk is extremely low, and your returns are close to or above the current Fed funds rate. How do you open one? The simplest options are Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. All offer money market funds with no minimums. Open an account online in about 10 minutes with just your SSN and bank details. Fidelity's SPACs, Vanguard's VMFXX, and Schwab's SWVXX are popular, low-cost options currently yielding around 4 to 5%. Minimum investment? As low as $1. There's no excuse not to start. At this stage, your goal isn't to maximize returns. It's to build a habit. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your money market fund on payday. Fixed amount. Every month. No thinking. No decisions. Just automatic. This habit is the foundation of every step that follows. Step 2, and the opportunity most people are completely ignoring: your 401k employer match. If your employer matches contributions, say 50 cents on every dollar up to 6% of your salary, and you're not contributing enough to capture the full match, you're leaving free money on the table. On a $60,000 salary, that could be $1,800 per year just walking out the door. No investment gives you an instant 50 to 100% return. The employer match does. Beyond the match, the 401k has a major tax advantage. Traditional contributions are pre-tax. A $500 monthly contribution only costs about $375 out of pocket if you're in the 25% bracket. And if your employer offers a Roth 401k option, your money grows completely tax-free. Either way, you get a significant tax advantage that no standard brokerage account can match. Over decades, this difference compounds into tens of thousands of dollars. How do you get started? Log into your company's HR portal, usually Fidelity, Vanguard, or ADP. If your employer doesn't offer a 401k, open a Roth IRA. You can contribute up to $7,000 per year, 2024, and your money grows completely tax-free. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab all offer Roth IRAs with no minimums. Your action step this week: check your 401k contribution rate. Are you capturing your full employer match? If not, increase your contribution today. Step 3, and where your portfolio really starts to grow, an S&P 500 index fund. With a single fund, you're investing in the 500 largest U.S. companies: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, Berkshire Hathaway, all at once. You're not picking individual stocks. You're not doing research. You're simply investing in a fund that tracks the overall market. Warren Buffett said it best: for most investors, a low-cost index fund is the best investment they can make. Why index funds instead of picking stocks? The data is clear. Over 80% of individual investors underperform the market over the long run. Stock picking sounds exciting, but it usually costs you money. An index fund guarantees market-level returns. Less risk, less stress, much lower cost. The expense ratio on Vanguard VO is just 0.03%. That's $3 per year on every $10,000 invested. Almost nothing. How do you buy one? Inside your Roth IRA or brokerage account, search for VO, Vanguard, FXAX, Fidelity, or IVV iShares. Two things to look for: expense ratio below 0.1%, and a large fund. Over $100 billion is ideal. Your action step this week: open your account, filter for S&P 500 index funds, pick the lowest cost option, and make your first investment. Step 4. One of the most important rules of investing: diversification. Don't put everything in one place. The S&P 500 is powerful, but it can drop 30 to 40% in a downturn. Diversifying across asset classes smooths out that volatility. Kiplinger's 2024 investment guide recommends a balanced portfolio should include both growth assets and defensive assets. A simple formula for someone under 40: 80% stocks, 20% bonds, and shift toward bonds as you approach retirement. Bonds are the shock absorber of your portfolio. When stocks fall, bonds often hold steady or rise. A simple option: BND, Vanguard's Total Bond Market ETF. Or consider a target date fund that automatically rebalances your stocks/bond ratio as you age. Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio allocates roughly 40% to long-term bonds. You don't need to go that far, but having 15 to 20% in bonds protects you when markets get rocky. International funds give you a stake in the global economy. VXUS from Vanguard gives you exposure to thousands of companies outside the US, Europe, Asia, emerging markets. This protects you if the US market underperforms for a stretch. Historically, international and US stocks take turns leading, so holding both smooths your long-term returns. Your action step: is your portfolio 100% US stocks? Consider adding a small bond fund and an international ETF to round it out. Step 5, the most powerful strategy for long-term investors: dollar cost averaging, or DCA. Every month, no matter what the market is doing, you invest a fixed amount. Market drops, you're buying more shares at a lower price. Market rises, your portfolio grows. You win both ways. Kiplinger calls DCA choosing to be in the market over time rather than trying to time the market. And research consistently shows that over the long run, DCA outperforms most attempts to time the market. A real example: Mike invests $500 into an S&P 500 index fund every month. In January, the price is $200. He buys 2.5 shares. In February, the market drops to $160. He buys 3.1 shares. In March, the market rebounds to $240. He buys 2.1 shares. His 3-month average cost, $193 per share. If he had started at $240, his average cost would be $240. Thanks to DCA, he built the same portfolio at nearly 20% lower cost. Over years, this adds up dramatically. The easiest way to implement DCA: set up automatic investing. On payday, a fixed amount moves from your checking account into your investment account automatically. Set once. The system runs itself. No thinking, no decisions, no watching the market. Step 6, and probably the hardest: patience. The biggest enemies of investing are fear and impatience. Panic selling when markets drop, getting greedy, and taking on too much risk when markets surge. Both mistakes destroy wealth. Warren Buffett said it plainly: the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Every time someone panics and sells, a patient investor on the other side is buying at a discount. Let's come back to Sarah and Mike. Mike hitting $50,000 in 5 years didn't require genius. Just $600 a month. A money market fund to start, a Roth IRA loaded with index funds, a small bond allocation. And every single month, no matter what, the same amount went in. He never said, market's up, let me take profits, or market's down, let me wait. He set up the system, and he trusted it. A famous finding: the best performing accounts at Fidelity were either people who had passed away or people who had forgotten they had an account. Why? Because they never bought and sold. They just let it sit. That's an extreme example, but the message is clear. The best investment strategy is often do nothing. Stay invested. Stop watching the news. Trust the system. 6 steps: emergency fund and budget preparation. Start with a money market fund. Capture free money with your 401k and Roth IRA. Grow with an S&P 500 index fund. Diversify with bonds and international funds. Stay consistent with dollar cost averaging. Anyone who follows these steps, no finance degree, no large starting balance, can build serious wealth over time. Because what all 6 steps share is this: a system. And systems set people free. If this video helped you, send it to someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for a new video every week. And drop a comment. Which step are you on right now? Starting from zero or already investing? I read every comment. See you in the next one.